Get Gutsy episode number 201 with Amanda Tress. Create a wellness revolution. Welcome to Get Gutsy. I'm your host, Jenny Fennig, and I am so excited to be on this journey with you. A cutting edge show blending business and spirituality, Get Gutsy serves up a potent blend of stories, lessons, and tips to help you make a massive impact in the world through your soul's work and your inspired life. No more going it alone, no more excuses. The world needs more brave women saying yes to leadership. Are you with me? Good. Let's get gutsy now. Hey there, everyone. I'm back. All my longtime listeners, it's Jenny here. I'm back. I had a summer. It was good. I did miss you. I've been thinking about you and where this show is meant to go. And I've got some really cool things in the works. Lots of transition. Not ready to share it all with you yet, but I am ready to share an awesome conversation with you. I just had to get this woman on the show. I wanted to have a conversation with her, and I did. And I'm sharing it with you today. So get pumped. I want to give you a little backstory, and then I'll tell you kind of more about this. I feel like she's like this mystery woman. No, her name is Amanda Tress, but let me start with the backstory. So listen, over the last decade of mothering and growing my business, I had gotten really lazy with exercise. Everything else seemed to take priority over exercise. Yes, I had my yoga classes that I loved, but when life got full, which is like a lot of the time, three kids, husband, home, business, my own self, my own soul. Yeah, life is full. When life got full, I tended to get to 1 to 2 classes a week because I really enjoy going to the actual yoga class. I like the community of yoga. And that was what I could fit in. And what else I would do would be, I'd go for some hikes. Often those hikes were with my kids, which is really awesome, but I wasn't maybe going as far as I wanted or exactly the way that I wanted it to be, and that was just the way it was. And I thought that this was just the way it had to be until my kids got older, maybe they were more independent, and or my work life would slow down. Well, 2 months ago, which was, if you recall, when I took a hiatus from podcasting. I'd been podcasting straight for 2.5 years. And this past summer of 2018, I was like, you know what? I'm going to chill. I'm going to take the summer off. And it was during the pause that I was called to make a change. Because I wasn't feeling as optimized as I wanted to. I felt sluggish and not as strong as I want to feel and frankly need to feel. So I decided to make fitness a priority no matter how much was happening in my life. But I knew that I needed a coach and a program to get me on the right track because although yes, I'm a yogi and I, consider myself I'm pretty healthy, I wanted a guide and I wanted an approach to follow. I needed a clear-cut plan that took out all the guesswork, and I wanted workouts that I could do mostly at home or in my neighborhood because I'm not a gym person. I'm just not. If you are, that's really awesome, but that's not me. So, who came into my life at just the right time? A woman named Amanda Tress. And I have to give a shout out to my first ever business coach, Allie Brown. Amanda's a client of Allie. Allie's been on the show a few times, and I saw Allie talk about Amanda. I was like, let me check her out. And boom, I discovered this amazing woman and her program, which is called the Faster Way to Fat Loss. So Amanda and her nutrition and fitness program, y'all, changed my life for the better. So much so that I said, you know what? I'm spreading the word about this program to my people, and I want to have Amanda on and learn more about how she's done what she has done. I wanted to get to know her better. I really like her. You know, a lot of the women who have had on my show, I like them. I'm like, I want to get to know them. I want to kind of see how they roll. I want to, peel back the curtain on how they have done what they've done to your benefit because I share these shows with you. I will tell you, Amanda has held nothing back, and you are going to just get so much from this conversation. When you tune in, you're going to hear what a doctor told Amanda as a teenager that she refused to believe, how the fitness industry chooses you, how Amanda transitioned from training clients individually as a personal trainer to training groups of women to scaling virtual fitness boot camp groups. And what's really cool is she'll share the number of women she had in her first iteration of the faster way to fat loss. And it's not a crazily low number. But when you hear what that number is compared to the number of women they serve now, you're going to be like, whoa. And it just goes to show you've got to start somewhere and you've got to keep showing up, keep making the program better, and keep doing what you do best. You're also going to learn about the power of intermittent fasting and why Amanda was willing to face criticism for making this strategy a core component of her program, and the ways Amanda leveraged live video to grow her audience and sales. And she shares her view on the most powerful marketing tool available. And I'm going to ask you if you're utilizing this effectively in your business. She shares about the power of accountability and what makes the fast way to fat loss so unique and so effective. I also share my personal results from going through one round of the program. And wow, I'm super pumped for you to hear about how this has impacted my life, how this has impacted my marriage, how this has impacted my family. And you're going to get an invitation to join us for the next round. If you know you want in, you're just listening, you're like, oh my God, this is so what I need. Go to jennyfenig.com/faster. That's jennyfenig.com/faster. Get in now. Her programs fill, they're incredible, and you will be forever changed. And then another piece, the final piece that I'll share, is that Amanda reveals some of the biggest lessons learned this year as she's grown her business into multi-millions of dollars of revenue. And I just love how honest she is. I love how courageous she is, and I love how visionary Amanda is. So thanks so much for tuning in. A big shout out to all my Faster Way women. That's what I call y'all. I've referred so many women to this program because I can't help but share what I know and love and benefit from. So if you're one of my Faster Way women who's joined through my special link, just shout out to you. I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. And if you listening are the next one to join this amazing journey, I would be so honored to have you. When you use my link, I will hook you up with some bonuses. jennyfenig.com/faster. And without further ado, enjoy this episode with Amanda Tress on how to create a wellness revolution.
We're on. And yes, we are on fire. Hey, everybody. Jenny Fenig here. I am so excited to be with you. Yes, I got the notification. We are live. And y'all, I have the amazing Amanda Tress with us today. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Whether you're watching this live or you're watching this sometime after we record this, like same week or maybe even weeks or months later, I want to welcome you here. I am featuring this straight up on my Facebook page first, and then we're publishing this on my podcast and on my blog. For my longtime Get Gutsy listeners, I've been on hiatus for the summer. I needed to take a sabbatical. I wanted to chill. And what happened over the summer, and this leads right into this conversation today, was I said, I am ready to shake some stuff up with my fitness, with my wellness. I wanted to increase my energy. I wanted to feel more disciplined. I wanted to stop having the excuse of I couldn't get to my yoga class for this reason or that with the 3 kids, and sometimes Steven is traveling. And then I honestly just feel like crap because I've learned I feel better once I have moved and I'm making intelligent choices with my food. And so lo and behold, I stumble across this woman, Amanda Tress, who was a client of Allie Brown, who Allie was my first ever business coach way back in the
Oh
day.
my goodness. Oh, that's great.
Yes, and I saw her post about you, and I know anyone who works with Allie is smart.
Mm.
She's ambitious. She's got something going on. And so I just started doing a little research on you and what you had created, and I found the faster way to fat loss. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to stay open. I'm going to give it my best
Mm.
effort over that
Mhm.
6-week period, and I'm just going
Mhm.
to see what happens. And oh my God, my life has been changed. I have referred so many women to the faster way to fat loss. And now you are here for this conversation. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. And oh my gosh, music to my ears. Thank you for sharing. And I'm just grateful to have you in the Fast Way to Fat Loss. You have been crushing it. So congrats.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So everyone, if you are tuning in, I will be checking in on your questions or your comments at some point, but I simply want to invite you to pull up a chair. I told Amanda, she goes, should I prepare anything? I said, just show up. We're just going to be talking like we were hanging out at this awesome cafe after a stellar workout from the faster way to fat loss.
That's right.
Right. And so I want everyone just to hear about her journey, about Amanda's journey. So Amanda, I know about your program. We're going to talk more about that later, but I want to go back in time and get to know you more as a woman. And Amanda, how did you get into, fitness and nutrition? How did you discover that this was something that you loved and that you really wanted to make your calling?
Yeah, really good question. I often say that women don't choose the fitness industry. The fitness industry chooses us.
Mm-hmm.
And for me specifically, 10, 15 years ago, when I initially started taking some steps into the industry, I did so because I was passionate. I was passionate about helping women transform their lives because I personally had gone through a transformation. When I was in high school, I was on blood pressure medications, struggling with metabolic disorder, about to go on metformin for blood sugar issues. My two older sisters are morbidly obese. I have horrendous genetics. You name it, we have it in our background. And we like to say it doesn't run in our family, it gallops. We've got diabetes, we've got all kinds of different issues, heart disease. And in high school, I looked around after being on blood pressure meds, about to go on some other meds. And my doctor said, hey, listen, Amanda, you have this in your background. You're going to be on meds for the rest of your life. But I looked around and I saw I was the only one of my peers on medications. I started college and decided, I need to do some research. I really need to take ownership and figure out what's going on and what I could maybe do to resolve these issues. So over time, I personally began to educate myself regarding fitness and nutrition.
Okay.
I started working at gyms, first in the childcare area, and then kind of working my way up with the trainers. And I was able to wean myself off of medication, do a complete 180 with my own health and wellness. And so I decided I've got to let other people know about this. And I, in college, traded dollars for hours training, I believe, 60 faculty staff members at my university. I trained people in the community. I just grinded day and night because I wanted to get the word out. And at the time, the only way I knew how was to work with people one-on-one.
Right.
Eventually, I started leading group boot camps. And then because I also, and we might get into this, have a background in digital marketing, I thought, gosh, there's got to be a way that I can combine my expertise and background in digital marketing with my love for fitness and scale this business. And so that is what I've done, over the past several years. And it's just been such an opportunity, such an honor to impact thousands of lives. And I'm just grateful every morning when I wake up that I was able to take, kind of my circumstances and now help so many other women.
That's so cool. So you were in college. Where were you living at that time?
Yes. So I was actually at a really tiny private school in Ohio called Cedarville University. I was also dating my high school sweetheart. Actually, Brandon and we've been best friends since first grade.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so we ended up getting married pretty young. He had just graduated sophomore year, and we're like, you know what, we've been dating forever. Might as well so we were like in married housing at the college and like scraping by. I was working like 5 jobs because we did not want to leave college with debt. So I was paying cash for him to get through school. And I mean,
Wow.
it was crazy, but we really appreciate hard work, after going through that. So yeah, we were in Ohio of all places. I'm from
What,
Long Island originally, but we landed in
you're
Ohio
you're from Long Island?
originally. Yes, I
Oh
was
my
born.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, my husband is from Great Neck.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's awesome. I was born in Smithtown and I still have family in Long Island. I miss my family, but winter's a choice. So I'm
Yeah,
happy to
winter's a
be home
choice. I
now.
know. And now you're in Florida, living in the
Yes.
place where I was born. So we have
Yes.
all these weird. And then the
Funny.
funny piece, I don't know where exactly in Ohio, but my husband Stephen, who again was born and raised in Long Island, and then he and I
Yes.
met in New York City,
Yeah.
where I went to pursue my public relations career.
Uh-huh.
From Florida. I went to University of Florida.
Yeah.
He is a diehard Cleveland Browns fan.
That's funny. Oh
Like
yeah.
big. Are you
That's
guys into football? Was
You
like,
know what? My husband is much more so into sports than I am. I know there was like a game this past weekend. Like I know enough about it, but I'm a
there
little
was a
distracted
game.
with other things.
Exactly. There was a game. Yeah, I was joking yesterday because we were recording this on a Monday. Yesterday
Yeah.
was football Sunday. We're in the fall. And I basically just excused myself on Sundays. I'm like, yeah, I'm going. He's like, when are you be back? I'm like, I don't know. Sometime,
So
And
funny.
luckily our kids kind of can play with some buddies. My daughter just goes off and like colors with markers.
Oh,
But
wow.
I cruised home and I heard like screaming. I'm like, oh my God, like it was anyway. Yes, I get it. I get it.
So
We can
funny.
support our partners, but we don't have to, go into something. I think that's an important message for women too. Like,
Yes.
yesterday I had a lot of things I wanted to do. I actually went to a yoga class.
Mm-hmm.
Kundalini. It was a rest day of the faster way to fat
Mm-hmm.
loss, but I,
Mm-hmm.
had my wonderful yoga class. But we don't have to, like not give ourselves what we need just because we think
Mm-hmm.
so and so wants us to do that.
Yes.
Steven and I have had an
Mm-hmm.
agreement. He's like, I don't need you to be, hardcore fan of the Browns. I need to get out of his way and let him do that. I don't need to be, wearing the outfit and and then being
Yes.
like, I wish I could do this other thing that I really want to do.
So true. I love that message. Yes.
It's so important. Okay, so you mentioned like the digital marketing. So how did you
Mm-hmm.
blend this? Like, did you go to school for fitness? Did you go to school for marketing and just do the fitness like on the side for fun? Like, how did that work? Because a
Yeah.
lot of a lot of my audience, they're entrepreneurial women. They're
Mm-hmm.
finding their way. They have businesses or they
Mm-hmm.
want to, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I have this stuff that I love, but
Mm-hmm.
could I have a business doing, they're
Yeah.
just putting the puzzle pieces together. So I always
Yeah.
like to,
Mm-hmm.
follow my
Mm-hmm.
curiosity and say, what
Mm-hmm.
did you
Mm-hmm.
like go to school for?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
or how did you blend those passions? Because what you created is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started as an exercise and sports science major. I lasted for a very long day. I looked around and thought, I appreciate the major and the science and all of that, but I'm already working in gyms. I could probably do something that is more complementary. So after one day, I switched to industrial organizational psychology, also too, because I thought there was more of a career in IO psychology versus fitness.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I'd maintain fitness as a passion and as a hobby. But I, at the time, again, 10, 15 years ago, there was one route and it was a traditional route. And it was, before Facebook came out. I mean, all I knew was that I could work for a gym and make $30,000 a year. And that was about it. So I did IO psychology. I then, after college, was recruited by my university to help in the marketing office of all places. And I always kind of joke, I went ass first into marketing. It was because I pitched to the VP of marketing that I thought someone at the university should be in charge of social media. Social media kind of came onto the scene when I was in school. Facebook came out when I was a sophomore or junior. I latched onto it quickly, mostly to promote my training business. And so I said to the VP, like, hey, there's this really cool thing called Facebook and all these other social media platforms. I think someone should run that for the university.
Mm-hmm.
And she turned around and said, great, I'll have you do it. Let me hire you to do it. And so she hired me to be the web marketing specialist. I had no background, but really no one did. No one was a social media expert. And so just the fact that I had used social media and I was young and I had, promoted my training business, which had started kind of taking off and building momentum. I learned everything working for that institution. I learned email marketing, SEO, Google Analytics, social media marketing. I mean, you name it. I just kind of took it on for the university. And I was, maintaining fitness as my hobby this entire time. I had my daughter who is now 7. I was working full time. We're talking 60, 70 hours a week when she was 0 to 2 because my husband and I were just kind of scraping by.
And you were doing the university work plus your fitness.
Yes. Yep. Both careers. I was able to work from home quite a bit for the university, but it was still difficult. I look back and I hate to use the word regret, but I regret the fact that I didn't see Emma more. Then when my second was due, I decided, you know what, I need to step away from the full-time web marketing work. So I ended up a month before he was born stepping away from my full-time job, which was difficult because it was consistent income and I had a great boss, the whole thing, but I stepped away. And then when I was on the labor and delivery bed with Cole, I decided, you know what, I'm going to start a wellness company and a marketing company. I'm going to market for only women in the fitness industry. So on the labor and delivery bed, I landed my very first client for that marketing company.
Nice.
I ramped it up to 100,000 within a year. But then at the end of that year, I realized that I had been taking on kind of anyone and everyone, even though I had initially stated I wanted to primarily work with wellness professionals. And so I ended up a year later firing all of my male clients because they would expect me to drop everything on a Friday at 10 p.m. and do their stuff. So I fired all of them, maintained only my female clients. And then I thought, you know what? Cole's a year old. I've ramped up this great company. I'm sick of working with the guys, but I have the women. Now I want to kind of pursue the fitness side a little bit more. And that is around the time that I realized, like finally the light bulb went on, that I could scale virtual boot camps. And so instead of just simply training people one-on-one or doing my little boot camp groups, I could use my expertise in marketing and combine it with my passion for fitness and really kind of take things to the next level. So that was, 5-6 years ago, I started focusing more on virtual boot camps. And then it was only a few years ago that I started intermittent fasting as a strategy to initially help my in-person clients and then my virtual boot camp clients. And I just kind of put my foot down and said, this is a strategy that I believe is valuable and beneficial for the masses. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. 3.5 years ago, trust me, I got the most crazy criticism that you could ever think up in your head. Like I literally, it still to this day shocks me, the things that were said about me. Like the fitness industry is a very interesting industry with some very interesting professionals, both male and female. And the criticism was just unbelievable, but I stayed, strong and said, I know this is a good strategy. I'm going to keep pursuing it. And started with 11 clients in my very first Fast Way to Fat Loss round. I had to really hustle to get those initial 11. They were all just like former in-person clients. And I'm like, I've got something new. It's a perfect fit for you. Let's go. Give them a discount, the whole thing. Just
get them in. This is
got them in. 11 people. And the rest is history. We now serve, over 5,000 people a month. And we have also—
hold on.
Yeah.
I want everyone to take that in. She started with 11, 1, 11,
Mhm.
and really had to get them in, like, you should come and I'll give you a discount. Come on, you need to
Yep.
be here.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
now 5,000
Mm.
clients
Mhm.
a month
Mhm.
serviced in
Mhm.
your business. And
Mhm.
that's just through the Faster Way to Fat Loss
Yes.
lifestyle, the 5,000. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 So
Mhm.
first off, congratulations. That's massive. And what's the time period? You said about 3 something.
Yeah, so January 2016 is when I had those 11. So we're about 2.5 years with just simply that Fast Way to Fat Loss program.
Right.
I started the virtual boot camps, kind of growing those a little bit
Mhm.
earlier than that, more of a body after baby boot camp style.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the Fast Way to Fat Loss program, specifically that brand, it's been about 2.5 years.
I noticed that, because I was doing a little like, where did Amanda come from? Like, what
Yeah.
was this? Again, that's why it's been so cool to have this show. And when I have had conversations with awesome people, it's like, what were those evolutions? You didn't just start with
Mm-hmm.
5,000 a month. You had to get there. So
Mm-hmm.
at one point it was really body after baby, and you're a mom. And often we are
Mm-hmm.
teaching what we've had to learn or what's,
Yeah.
worked for
Mm-hmm.
us. And,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my people get that. So
Mm-hmm.
when did you decide to make that pivot? When did you say, you know what, it's more than that, and I found this strategy and I'm
Mm-hmm.
going for it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to be willing to take the heat from those who
Yeah.
don't agree?
Yeah. So the reason, the timeline, it really comes down to one in-person client named Susan.
Mm-hmm.
I'd been working with Susan in person for 2 years. She would show up to every training session in the gym. She worked hard through every session. We
Mm-hmm.
were doing at the time a paleo food log, which is a gluten-free, dairy-free, grain-free. She was sticking to it, and
Mm-hmm.
we could not get past a plateau. We'd been in a plateau for a long period of time, and I'm just racking my brain. What is going on with Susan? I want her to see results. I really cared about her as a friend, as a client. And so
Mm-hmm.
I went back to the books and looked through all the things I had been taught, and nothing was really working. Deficit diets weren't working. Any sort of like even extreme low carb wasn't working long term for her. So I thought there's got to be something different. I need to look at the research. I need to really take ownership here. So I started researching, and I learned about intermittent fasting
Mm-hmm.
as a strategy for fat loss.
Mm-hmm.
I'd heard about intermittent fasting before in Alzheimer's studies. So patients who have Alzheimer's are hugely benefited from implementing intermittent fasting. Like, it's absolutely
Interesting.
astounding. If anyone here is hoping to prevent Alzheimer's
Well,
or
that's another reason to be part of
yes.
Fast Way to Fat Loss.
Oh,
I like to keep my mind.
oh
Yes.
yeah, that's a huge part of why I was initially even turned on to intermittent fasting. My grandma had dementia and Alzheimer's. So for me,
Mm.
I knew about that strategy, but then I started kind of reading about it 4 years ago when it came to fat loss. And so I said, Susan, listen, we've tried many things. We're going to try this concept of intermittent fasting. I said, I know it sounds crazy. I'm aware that it sounds completely counterintuitive because I've told you, and the wellness industry has told you to eat the minute you wake up, eat every
Yes.
2 hours. And again,
Yes.
that's what I was told. That's what I was preaching.
Yes.
So, we started with a shorter feeding window. We did the 16-8.
Mm-hmm.
And within 3 weeks, Jenny, this
Mm-hmm.
client who had been in a plateau lost 16 pounds.
Wow. 3 weeks, 16 pounds. And so for those who
3
don't get it, 16-8 means you're eating for 8 hours and you're fasting for 16 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And really the only change we made is that she changed up her feeding window. So she had longer to be fasted
Mm-hmm.
and a shorter period of time to eat. And we looked at each other, we said, listen, we're onto something with this.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I tried it with her. I was trying it myself, feeling really fantastic, very energized through the day. My immune system was getting stronger with the strategy of intermittent fasting. So I eventually said, okay, I need to bring this to my little virtual boot camps, my little groups.
Mm-hmm.
Have these body after baby clients do it. And
Mm-hmm.
then I decided in January of 2016 that I was going to make a bold move.
Mm-hmm.
Something risky. I knew I was going to be criticized for it. And I said, I'm going to create an entire program around this.
Mm-hmm.
And, the program I've had many changes and iterations since January 2016. And now we kind of have a really perfected cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But when I initially started it way back then, I had a 24-hour fast every fifth day.
Okay.
Yes. So we don't do that anymore. We do a couple few 24-hour fasts, but I've
Later
changed
on in the
things up.
program.
Yes. Yes. I've changed things up quite a bit. But oh my gosh, I mean, it was just really exciting to see the results of those initial 11. And then they started selling the program like crazy.
Yes.
And so pretty quickly I said, I'm going to have an affiliate partners program, and not just an affiliate partners program, but an extremely generous one. My other passion, my vision is to equip and empower other women to earn significant income so they can then recirculate their wealth to their family, their church and community. So the affiliate partners program has been 100% in line with my vision. And that's truly helped us take the movement to the next level as well.
Absolutely. Yes. And I am a proud affiliate partner of the Faster Way to Fat Loss. As I said, I have referred so many women to this program in my community. I'm going to tell everyone tuning in how you can be a part of the next round. And I'm in it, just FYI, if you're watching this live or close to the time that we're recording it, I am in the next round. And then when I finish round 2, I'm joining VIP. So, like this, it really is a lifestyle. So back to the business piece. And then I will be sharing some of my results because I know you're curious, because you can hear about it, but I just want you to see not only visually what happened to me, but I will share how I feel, because that's really the most important part, is how do you feel and is it sustainable? So I have actually tuned into some of my leaders in my community who have joined through me into your program. And I'm like, hey, the ones who are like, oh my God, I love it. I'm joining. I said, what would you like me to ask Amanda? And one of my clients said, she is very curious. What type of advertising worked for you in the beginning? I mean, you had affiliates then, you have affiliates now, you have more, you have like an army, because it freaking works. Okay. Was it always just you using social media and affiliates? Did you ever do paid advertising? Like, did you exhibit at different like wellness expos? Like, how did you grow this to 5,000 clients a month?
Yeah. Really, really good question. So a couple things were really powerful as we started the Fast Way to Fat Loss. First is live video on Periscope. Rest in peace, Periscope.
I know. Is it no longer here?
It is, but the user base is so compromised. Live video on Periscope was really important, and I showed up every single day, 3:00 p.m. I said, listen, I'm going to have my own TV show. 3:00 p.m. on Periscope. I had people find me organically using the map on Periscope, and they would sign up for the program within 24 hours. It was the fastest conversion rate I've ever gotten from any platform. I transitioned from Periscope to Facebook Live the minute Facebook Live came out. Very first Facebook Live I ever did, I hopped on and started the video about the Fast Way to Fat Loss, and my mom hops on. She's never done Facebook Live either. It was my first Facebook, and she goes, comments, Mandy, you didn't say hi to me, in the beginning of my very first Facebook Live ever. And here my mom, she's never done the Fast Way to Fat Loss. She wasn't interested in that. She just, Mandy, you didn't say hi to me. Say hi to me. I'm like, hi, Mom. So Facebook Live was really important just from a lead gen standpoint and a relationship building standpoint. I also utilize Insta stories now. Instagram 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I could post on a Monday night with a quick call to action and say, hey, next round of the program is starting on Monday. And I would get 40 conversions immediately. That's no longer the case because Instagram is so noisy. So I've really utilized Insta stories, and that swipe up to shop is how I get most of my conversions myself. So Insta stories for sure. And then, the bigger piece of this, as we've mentioned, is the affiliate partners program, because in today's marketplace, all you really need is social proof and a buy now button. Social proof and a buy now button. If I can have an affiliate partner say, hey, my life has been enhanced by going through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. So it's you sharing instead of me tooting my own horn. That is the most powerful marketing right now. And again, I believe in being generous. We've paid $1 million to coaches who are certified to run my program. We've paid over $1 million to affiliate partners. For me, that is the very best way to recirculate my wealth, is to say,
Mm-hmm.
let me empower you now to give back in a powerful way to your family, church, and community. And we've stayed, firm with that. I've done little paid advertisements here and there, Instagram ads. I have a super good conversion rate on Insta ads to a lead magnet that then drives people to a welcome series that goes to my website to sign up. We're doing like 30 cents per conversion on some Instagram ads.
Mm-hmm.
We have Facebook ads here and there, but I don't think Facebook ads are the magic pill in today's marketplace. I don't think Instagram ads are the magic pill. I think social proof and saying, listen, I'm not the hero here. I'm simply the guide, and I'm going to elevate the success of my clients and really empower you to spread the word because you enjoy and appreciate the program. That for me has been the most important.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. It's been really, really fun to see the way that you have designed this, the way that it's been delivered. As I said, it was, this past summer, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, I'm ready. I'm always game for a little experiment. And, I'm sure you've heard these stories before, but my husband is he loves going to the gym. And I shared on my intake form, I was like, okay, I don't like the gym. That was why I didn't want to do the whole workout thing. Like, I don't like the gym. I don't like one of those machines and stuff. Like, that's just because I was a yoga girl. After my corporate career, I went through yoga teacher training. And that changed my life. I did teach some yoga for a while, but I realized that was not my calling. This is my calling, coaching in this way, helping women grow their businesses and get their message out there. That's my calling. However, I found, and to all my yogis, you might love me or hate me for saying this, but I'm now 41, 3 kids. I homeschooled 2 of my kids. Like, my life is full.
Yeah.
Yoga was not enough for me. It was not enough for me anymore.
Yeah.
Right. I want to have this vitality. I want to, be strong for as long as possible. I want to be healthy. I want to have energy. And so once I realized, I'm like, oh wait, there's an at-home version. I don't have to go to the gym. That was an excuse. That was me being like, well, I can't enjoy workouts because you have to do that at a gym, and I don't have like a full-on gym in my house, but I didn't need to. And so for everyone who's tuning in, who, you're feeling this call to, I need to just check something out. And what I said, like, shake things up with your routine and just try something and see if it will work for you. What I did when I decided to go for it was I went to Amazon, and again, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods the other day. I'm like, I could have bought this at Dick's. I will next time. I really appreciate Dick's Sporting Goods, their values and what they stand for. So I'm like, I want to support them more. Anywho, I bought a set of dumbbells. I bought 3, 5, and 8 pounds. I already had 10s. And then you'll be proud of me, Amanda, I just had to buy a set of 15s.
Oh, I love it.
Now one of your coaches was like, you're ready for 15s, Jenny. I'm like, okay. I got the kettlebell, 20 pounder. And then now, once I went through my first round, I was like, I need some more supplies. And I used my money that I received from spreading the word about something that I love. I use that to buy a medicine ball. Oh, I love those little exercise bands, the little bands. And my kids are like having a blast with it too. So it's just been so incredible. And I tell my people, hey, and if you really love this, guess what? You're going to be able to spread the word to your people about something you know and love. And you're going to get paid. Like, you're going to be paid to be healthy.
Yes. I love that. That's so great.
Why would you not do that? To me, it's like, that's what you do. And it's such, whether you come into the Fast Way to Fat Loss or not, I want you to know the way that Amanda runs this program, the community is so supportive. It's the accountability piece has been huge. And I've noticed that because, recording this, we're kind of on this 2-week break between the time that my round ended and the next round begins that I'll be a part of. And I'm still doing the workouts. I'm still, really dialing in with my nutrition. But it's different than when I'm in the program and I'm posting my macros and the coaches are coming around and giving me the good work or, beef up your carbs or, whatever. I'm like, I know, I'm going to figure it out. So,
Yeah.
you've just done an incredible job, even though it is a very, very big program. What
Mm-hmm.
you've done, and how did you make that decision? You have the big, big group. And just FYI, well, if you're watching this on Facebook, you're on Facebook. But if you're listening and you're like, I'm not on Facebook, there's an option for those who aren't on Facebook to participate, because I know some people just aren't into it. But you have the giant group. If someone joins like their first round, there is a giant Facebook group where you do the regular, check-ins with your people. And then you have subdivided your group, because it's big, into smaller Facebook groups. So how did you make that call?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, one of the unique differentiators of the Fast Way to Fat Loss versus any other program in the market right now is that we are 100% committed to small accountability groups, because we do not want any clients to feel like they're simply a number. Right. We don't want any clients to feel like they're falling between the cracks or that their questions aren't being answered. So we've made a very strategic decision to put all of our clients into smaller accountability cohorts. I also hire certified coaches who become my client specialists, and they answer any and all questions that our clients have. And the really cool thing is, clients are able to get to know each other very well, especially our female groups. Us women, we want a community. We want a tribe. And so those small accountability groups have been very powerful. I've had best friends come out of those groups. I mean, it is very cool to watch. It's a lot of work. It adds a level of complication to the program and to my prep week. And frankly, I shared a little bit about this with you. Our last prep week, we had all kinds of technology issues. Mercury was in retrograde, and I was also having an upper limit problem at the time. And we had all kinds of issues with even getting clients into those small groups. And I ended up spending 7 hours working on a spreadsheet, looking at every single person. Did they open their email? Did they get the email? Are they in the right group? I mean, it was like a circus, but I'm committed to helping my clients transform their lives. And we believe that a core component of that is accountability.
Yes.
We have made that decision, and we're standing firm with the decision, even though, would it be easier for me not to do a Facebook group at all? Yeah. Would it be easy just to keep everyone in a big group? Sure. But at the end of the day, for my clients who are on Facebook, it's not as good unless they're in the small group. So, it's just one of those things that we've decided to do moving forward as well.
Yeah. And I give you credit for that, because I know it's a lot of complexity, and you're popping in and Amanda comments on your stuff. Even my clients who joined, after I joined, and they're like, oh my God, I'm like, I know, she's very present. You're very present. Your coaches are very present. You don't feel like you're a number. You feel excited, because, it is a shift. It was before I joined, I don't even know if I'd heard of intermittent fasting. I'd heard of fasting because my husband's Jewish. I have fasted on Yom Kippur. Now, oh my gosh, Yom Kippur is coming up. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be so easy. I'm like, it's like nothing. That's nothing. But it is the process of fasting is very powerful, because, and what I found with the intermittent fasting, I want to spend just a few moments kind of talking about the core components of the Fast Way to Fat Loss. And then again, y'all, I'm going to give you my link. You can check it out. I'd love to have you join me for this next round. And if you're listening to this, way after we recorded it, you pretty much enroll once a month, right?
Yes.
So there's always a round that you can be getting yourself in, and I will be cheering for you. All right. The intermittent fasting piece, I literally thought I was going to hate it. I'm like, I like to eat first thing. I eat first thing, because then I get hangry if I don't eat first thing, and I want to, eat my children's heads first. I don't want to do that. And I said, I'm going to be open. The same as I ask my clients to do when they join my programs. Are you simply willing to be open? Are you willing to be open? Are you willing to trust this process? Are you willing to trust me and trust yourself and see where you get? If so, you're going to have an extraordinary time. And so that's just what I did. So, but Amanda, let's just start with the nutrition piece, because which is, fasting is a piece of that, but you have this really cool triangle. And I'm going to add that to my website too, so people can see, it's the workouts are not the most important piece. So let's go from the bottom of that triangle up and just talk about how this comes into being.
Yeah, absolutely. So my program is highly effective, but it's also counterintuitive on many levels.
Mm-hmm.
I have my fast way to fat loss pyramid. And the least important priority on that fast way to fat loss pyramid is cardio,
Mm-hmm.
which again, it's counterintuitive. Most women who are hoping to lose weight, they start with cardio,
Mm-hmm.
where in fact it is the least important priority. The second priority in that fat loss pyramid, so really the second least important priority, if that's a good way to say it,
Yes.
is high intensity interval training,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that many women do. They do insane workouts 7 days a week, and then they wonder why they're not seeing results. Well, the next level up is strength training. Strength training is important, and you have enjoyed the benefits of strength training. It's
Mm-hmm.
vital that we develop lean, calorie burning muscle to maximize our metabolism. But of course, there are numerous benefits of strength training. Our next step is to rest.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second most important priority in my pyramid. And again, you're going to add it to your website so
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the followers will see the visual. Rest is so important. It's even more important than strength training in my program.
Mm-hmm.
And the core of our program, so the top of that fat loss pyramid, is nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So we have nutrition as our number one priority, rest as our second priority, strength training third, high intensity intervals fourth, and then finally we have cardio.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of flips the priorities on their head for most people, just completely counterintuitive.
Mm-hmm.
Nutrition, intermittent fasting as a core strategy, carb cycling, and whole food nutrition is 90% of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
It really, truly is. And so we focus a lot on that. And it's almost like going through a college course when you
It
first
was.
program.
It was. I
A
was
lot.
like, I'm going to study.
Yep.
You have the option to buy this journal. The
Yes.
notebook success
Mhm.
planner. I
Mhm.
bought that because I liked having it in print just to
Yeah.
see it. I love
Mhm.
online, but there's nothing
Mhm.
like holding, some paper in your hands.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
just really allowed myself to be the new girl, to be the one that's like, I don't really understand what these terms are, but
Mhm.
we're all smart. You can figure it out. This stuff
Yes.
isn't like going to take you years to figure out. Like you
Mhm.
will get
Mhm.
it in the
Mhm.
first round. I was able to get it. What's cool is you have that prep week.
Yes.
So the program is
Mhm.
really 7 weeks. You've got the prep week
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
6 weeks of the workouts and tracking your
Mhm.
macros and
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
intermittent fasting. Like I was
Mhm.
freaked out the prep week. I was like, I'm not doing that intermittent fasting. And then, and then I think the program started when I was on vacation. I'm like,
Oh my
all right,
goodness.
here we go. And I went to the freaking hotel gym. I was like, I
Yes.
never go to the
Oh, I
hotel gym.
love you.
And
That's
it's so
so
awesome. I'm like, I actually like it here. And
love it.
this is actually good. And this morning, what was so cool, because this is what I'm talking about, the lifestyle shift for me.
Mm.
Today, my kids didn't have school. It's the day we're recording this, it's Rosh Hashanah. So Happy New Year, Shana Tova to all of my Jewish friends. And so we were going off to temple. And this morning, I have to admit, Amanda, I'm like a recovering workaholic. And I find, is it ever all done? Never. And I would just kind of fill my time with all of the things that never go away. Because a lot of that is rooted in worthiness. Like I'm worthy if I produce all of these things. But what did I do this morning before going off, from my family's beautiful time together and then talking to you, and then I'm leading something else for my community when we're finished? I did my high intensity interval training because today's Monday and that's what you do on Mondays. And so and it's so cool. My oldest son, Sean, does the timer for me. I'm still like doing like the 10 seconds down to the 1 second, like circuit. And it was so good. And I put on my favorite music, which is Avicii. I don't know if you know this music, but like, holy crap, you might want to weave that into your workouts.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
Avicii. So y'all, I'm going to just do a screen share.
Yeah.
And show our beautiful listeners. If you're watching on video, you'll be able to see this. Can you see this, Amanda?
Wow. Oh my goodness, Jenny. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so this is from the beginning of the program, the photo on the left, and then
Wow.
the photo on the right, which I was feeling strong. Like the putting my arm up was just me
That's
feeling
right.
strong. I
Love
did
it.
go through this in the summer, so I'm wearing a bathing suit a lot here in the summer. That's not going to be happening so much in the winter in Massachusetts. But, for me, it was like I wanted to get toned. I wanted to feel stronger. I wanted to feel more focused and more disciplined. And that I was allowed to do these wonderful things for myself. And what was so cool about this was that, because you all do a great job of saying what was your biggest win today or this week, what was your biggest win with the program? For me, my biggest win was that I committed. I committed. I wasn't going to let other things get in the way or life is always going to happen, always. And I wasn't trying to hold myself up to a perfectionist standard because, another hallmark of your program is progress, not perfection.
Yes.
But it was like, I'm not going to let the excuse of I'm tired or I've had this other stuff happening, because that's what I always did, was like the work just seemed to fill all the time. And I can't afford to have my health suffer. I just can't. I can't afford for my energy to be low.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, you truly are so inspiring. And I love your perspective. You're absolutely right. Progress is the goal, not perfection. But what we're hoping to do here is to help people get well, prevent disease long-term, and then fulfill their purpose with the energy that I know they should have. And that's exactly what you're doing. And I love it. And you look smoking hot also.
And well, that was the point when my husband was like, he noticed the results instantly. He's like, oh my God. And then I would show him the pictures. He's like, that's incredible. Like he was because he's the gym guy and he'd always try to get me to go to the gym with him. I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym. I'm not interested in the gym. I think the gym is kind of boring. Who knows? Maybe I'll be gym girl, in round 2. But for now, I've made my gym at home and it's really enhanced my relationship with my husband because I'm happier. I used to get resentful of him because he'd always get himself to the gym.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't ask my permission to go to the gym. He'd just get his butt to the gym because he knew he needed that.
Yeah.
And my husband's in his mid-50s. He's almost 15 years older than me. So, he needs to do even a more concerted effort to take care of himself. But now our relationship has gotten stronger. There's less friction because he knows and he gives me space to go to do what I need to do my workouts. And y'all, I do my workouts. Usually my kids are out there with me. It's not like I have to go be away from them and get somebody to watch them or whatever. It's like, this is integrated so beautifully into my life that it really is a lifestyle. So everyone, I put the link in the chat on Facebook. jennyfennig.com/faster is how you can come in through me into the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I hook my people up with a really cool extra bonus. At the stage of this recording, it's my time mastery training, which everyone in my community needs, which is all about doing less and making more, experiencing more. And so just go to jennyfennig.com/faster, check it out. I give more of my story. And then you can go right over to Amanda's Faster Way to Fat Loss page and you can decide if it's a fit for you. All I'll say is give it a go. Like if you're just ready to shake stuff up, gotta trust that. I'm all about those intuitive hits. This is a lot of what I do in my business. My intuition spoke to me, and shout out to Allie Brown for bringing us together.
Yes.
That post by Allie Brown, I was like, okay, this is the thing I've been praying for. And so it shows up, and so many women, Amanda, they're like, oh wait, no, I have to just keep, struggling. I have to keep thinking I don't have it yet. It's like, no, it's right there in the form of an Instagram post. And then you have to, though, walk through the door. You have to walk through the door. So what would you say is the key to someone's success in your program if they're contemplating, but they're like, I'm afraid? Like, if you could just give a few pointers in terms of how to be successful in the Faster Way to Fat Loss.
Yeah. So the main key to success initially is to trust the process. Again, the program is very counterintuitive. I do fire hose you with information that first week. As Jenny mentioned, we have prep week. We have an entire week where I say, listen, take the pressure off of yourselves. We're not going to implement the strategies. We're simply going to learn the strategies. But if you're willing to stay optimistic, and trust the process, you will be successful. It is impossible to gain weight on my program. You will have incredible results.
Mm-hmm.
It is the best program on the market. But if you come in and you kind of have rebel tendencies like me and you don't want to read the content and you just want to do the opposite, if I say do fasting and you're like, well, then I'm going to break my fast at 7 a.m, then you're probably not going to be successful. But 99.9% of my clients are highly successful because they stay positive, they trust the process. And like you, they say, I'm going to become a student of this and really just kind of give it a go and fully commit. But yeah, I really look forward to working with your friends as well. And the ones that have already joined have just been thriving through the program. So I'm very thrilled.
Yes, I have good people.
You do. You absolutely do.
I have good women for sure.
Yes.
What I just want to ask you in terms of the business, back to business, what's been kind of your biggest learning in business, or maybe kind of one of the hardest things that you've had to go through? Because you mentioned upper limit, and I think I saw you reading The Big Leap,
Yes.
which is, I read that a few years back. You're like, that explains a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I try to be very positive and inspiring on social media, but of course it's extremely hard to run a business. And each and every milestone that we have comes with its fair share of challenges as well. One of the biggest learning lessons that I've had this past year is just the importance of fantastic contracts. We've had a few issues where we did bring someone to the coach certification program who then kind of started putting their own twist on the program. And we would have multiple conversations and say like, hey, you can't do a 27-day fast if you're running people through the fast way to fat. That's an extreme example, but you need to stick to the program because it is, the very best it could be, and we don't need you to change it. And in a few cases, we had to cancel contracts, which for me was extremely difficult because that, meant I had a worse relationship with someone or, different. And, I always kind of blame myself, like, how could I have prevented that from happening? And in many cases, it was just simply, we could have had clearer expectations, better contracts initially, a code of ethics, paper that people signed. So I've learned a lot about, those types of things. And, another big challenge that we've had, and we didn't really dive into this, but just for those listening, I have the Fast Way to Fat Loss 6-week program, but then also a certification for other women in the wellness industry who want to become certified. My program's accredited. We're approved for CEUs. And then women can actually take a business in a box and run their own Fast Way to Fat Loss program, which is pretty powerful. It's, I believe, the most important opportunity for women in the wellness industry today who want to make real money. But, here recently, past few months, we've had multiple people copy the program word for word, like literally word for word, copy paste, like Control C, Control A on their own website, everything from FAQ to comprehensive guide to food cycle. And we've had to send, multiple cease and desist letters. And I've gotten to the point where it was like, I'm just going to bless and release. I have the abundance mentality. If someone's copying word for word, and then Ale Brown's group was like, you can't bless and release that. Like you got to sue people, type thing. So like for me right now, I'm in this process where I'm dealing with legal issues and
because they were doing that. They were like, but then calling it their own thing, but basically taking your program and giving it their own name.
Their own name and like almost the exact same name. So like the Faster Way to Fit or, whatever the first name is, like it's the same thing. Like we can look and see it's literally copied. So it's like cease and desist, and I have an interesting industry, Jenny. Just like it's just it's a different type of industry. A lot of people are wonderful and fantastic, and then others just they want to take the easy way out. They don't want to think of themselves. They don't want to anything. They want to literally Control C, Control A.
And they don't need to. They can just become certified and do your thing. It's like, just do that and not get your butt sued. Out of integrity. But like that's in, in my industry, which is, straight up coaching, that happens too. People like someone copied my entire sales page and they, so it just happens. But ladies, we don't need to do that. We don't, that's lazy. And then you're also, you are doubting your own brilliance. Like there's Amanda's program came into Amanda. My stuff came into me. And if you feel like you're not, the most creative type that gets those downloads, not everybody has that kind of creativity to like create this whole thing. Then you have the certification. You can go and, and just do that and get, you could be your own brand and your own image and the way you want to kind of be positioned, but you don't do the copy thing. That's just not cool, number one, and it's illegal, number two.
Exactly.
Which is like
also illegal.
Another point. Okay, I want to show off some of my swag. Yay! This is my cool Yeti. Just came over the weekend. This is for being, just an amazing affiliate partner of the Fast Way. It's my first Yeti. I love it. And then this I got for signing up for round 2, everybody. My cool shirt, my tank, somewhere between a juice cleanse and a donut.
Love it.
Amanda, I did my first ever juice cleanse.
Oh, yes.
That was, I ain't gonna lie, that was hard. That was hard.
I think it's harder than a 24-hour
It is.
fast. Yeah.
It is. I was like, okay, but it was powerful.
Yes.
And so that when you remove the food, when you move like, I'm hungry, I'm going to go something. It's like, you take that out. It's I'm very spiritual. So for me, this has been a spiritually awakening process. My dog is barking. I think our babysitter's here. That's just a party. But I just, again, want to thank you. This has been such a fun conversation. I wanted to get to know you more. I wanted to bring you out to my community who I feel everyone should give this a go. Again, shout out to all I call my Faster Way women, all of my women who have come into this program. I'm so proud of you all. And to anyone who's tuning in now is like, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. You have the chance. JennyFennick.com/faster. I'd love to welcome you in. I have my own Facebook group and I'm like, I champion them because I just don't want women to feel like they just need to, throw their hands up in the air and be like, oh, whatever. Like, this is my family's history, or this is all the energy I'm ever going to have, or I have to drink 17 cups of coffee, or, do the crazy ass workout. So
yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Well, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you, Amanda. I look forward to being part of round 2. Everyone, this is your chance. JennyFennick.com/faster. And, if nothing else, I wanted you to really hear from Amanda and hear how she created a wellness revolution. Whatever kind of revolution you are creating, listen to her. 11 people in her first group. Before that, she was doing some other stuff. She got here now, 5,000 a month. You have to have that courage to begin. And you also must have that courage to deal with any critics who are like, what you doing?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Jenny. I truly appreciate it. And I look forward to working with your friends and followers as well.
Yes. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Everybody.
Hey, this is John Lee Dumas of EO Fire, and you're listening to Get Gutsy with Jenny Fennig. Gutsy leaders unite and ignite.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Get Gutsy as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. Are you responsible for leading and growing your spiritual business? If so, I have a free tool for you that will help you spread your message like wildfire. It's called the Sacred Marketing Puzzle, and it's a one-page PDF guide that simplifies the often mysterious and confusing world of marketing. When you use sacred marketing tools to amplify your message, you'll provide huge value to your tribe and grow your business. What are you waiting for? Go to jennyfennick.com/puzzle to get yours instantly. That's jennyfennick.com/puzzle. Gutsy leaders, unite.